Hey everybody, Caleb here. Today I've got this Kalamazoo. This is a KG14, I do believe. It's a little worse for wear, but we're going to get it up playing pretty good. I'm going to set it down and show you what I've been thinking so far. Alright, so I was looking at this. I first grabbed it, and first thing I looked at was neck angle, and it looked really, like, almost okay. It's not good, but it's almost okay. Well, I went and checked the belly on this thing, and it does not look good. There's something about this that is telling me that's not right. On top of that, I'm almost 100% sure this bridge is screwed on, and it's not held on by much glue anymore. My guess is there's two little screws underneath these inlays, and that's what's holding this on, and I don't think it's being held on by much glue. I'm gonna stick my hand in there. Yeah, okay, so I got screws. This is ladder braced on top. Oh, I don't want to... Well, I'm not sure what I want to do here. I don't think any of those internals are loose. I do think this is just bowed over time. Maybe our neck angle was never really that great. The bridge is about a normal height, maybe a little bit shorter than I would expect. It almost doesn't cover the footprint like it should. Like this isn't the original bridge, but I don't really think that's what it is. I'll see if I can't zoom in here and show you. Alright, like you see a little bit of line there where that bridge doesn't cover. See if I can't show you the top one as well. There, like the bridge is shrunk almost. I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but this makes me not really sure what I want to do. I can just reset the neck. I'm not sure that's going to solve all of our issues. I think I should probably pop these inlays out, take those screws out, see if that bridge is loose, maybe try and flatten this out and reglue that bridge down before we do a neck. See if we can't get this a little bit flatter. I suspect this is ladder brace, which means all the braces run this way. Even the big bridge plate that runs across here is just a softwood bridge plate, and I suspect they've just bowed over time. This needs to have some really light strings on it. But there's a big gap underneath the corners of this bridge. I don't have my tool down here, but the corners are just entirely loose. I mean, they're just not stuck down. That's where I'm wondering if this thing isn't just loose. I don't know. But maybe not. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm not totally sure what I want to do here. The slot's a little sloppy as well. Maybe. Maybe not. It looks like it's thinner down here than it is out here, and that slot almost runs through that inlay. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fairly straight. I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I will think about it a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll get started on something. Well, I am making an executive decision. I am going to remove the bridge. I don't really like the way it's glued down. I'm going to take it off, and it's probably just going to go back on after I try to flatten this top out. I'm hoping that we can make something of a difference. So I'm heating up my bridge removal tool. It's getting there. I can probably set it on the bridge at this point. And we're just going to remove the bridge. I'm going to take it off of here. I think what I'm going to try to do is try to kind of flatten the top and then glue the bridge back down. So hopefully the bridge will hold the top a little flatter. We might try a little bit of moisture on the inside and leaving it sit for a little while to see if we can't get it a little flatter. I'm up for trying just about anything here. Okay, that's coming off of there. I think it's probably just about ready for me to just give her a little. Come on. There it is. It's coming. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So, I took that off of there so that I could hopefully clamp this a little flatter so that it can sit maybe a little while. Maybe I'll put a little bit of moisture in there. Not on the physical instrument, but maybe some warm water sitting on the inside in a bowl. See if I can't soften this thing up to just try and coerce this into being a little flatter. So, and find me a board to go across it, probably on both sides, and I'll clamp it flat, and we'll let it sit for a while. So just a second, and I'll go find that stuff. All right, so I just threw this block on here, or this board across here, and it's not totally tight. It's still pretty loose, but it has definitely flattened it out some. I think I'm just going to go really slow and kind of do that over the next little while. And like I said, I might find a little bowl and set a little bit of warm water in here and just cover this up, see if a little bit of humidity won't help. Just trying to relax this top into a flatter position. Once this is set for a little while, I'm going to basically just reglue this bridge right back down there, and hopefully that bridge will hold it a little bit flatter. That's my goal anyway. And past that, we're on to a neck reset. This is easier than a neck reset. This is way less time, and I think it might help long term. So that's why I'm going this route first. I'm doing the easiest thing first, and this was it. It looks like a lot for the easiest thing first, but this still is. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this off of my desk so I can do something else, but this is just going to set for a couple of days, I think. Alright, so this sat for several days at this point. I've got a towel in here that I kept. I would spritz it down with water, put it back in, cover up the hole, try to keep some moisture in there, hopefully allowing the wood on the inside to kind of relax. And currently the top is flat, or very, very close to it, and that's a good sign. These are not, like, I never went cranking down on these clamps. I just barely finger tightening them. I'm gonna glue this bridge back down. I'm hoping that if I get this top flat, this bridge is flat, I glue this back down, it'll help hold it a little bit more flat than it was. Now, if this bridge is flat, what does the neck angle look like? I don't know that I'm going to get to keep this good, but if you look at that, that's perfect. But I sincerely doubt it's going to stay that good. Such is the way it goes. But I am going to go ahead and glue this bridge back down. I think we've done any good we can do trying to do it this way. So step one is get some glue on it. I can't really show you what I'm doing if it's sitting down here, so I guess we'll go up here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top. All right. So to do this, I'm actually going to stick these screws that came out of this back in it. That way it lines up perfectly. Let me clean up my little bit of a mess here. Alright, so I've gone ahead and just screwed those down. I figured that was just going to be as helpful as anything here. And then what I'm going to do, clean it up just a little bit of glue first, even though I'm going to need to do that some more here in a second. I'm going to get out this guy. I'm going to set him on top of there. Find some holes. And then we're going to clamp this guy down. So basically those two screws go through the outside string holes, and then I've got a washer and a wing nut that go on the inside that clamp this down. Alright, so we get those tightened down. And then we've got these outside wings. And I'm just going to throw a little piece of leather in there so we don't dent up the wood too bad. And then you just crank on those. That helps push those wings down onto the top. we should be doing pretty good. So I'll clean out whatever glue I can see real easy right now. Anything else should clean off pretty easily if I don't get to it. Shouldn't be a big deal. But what I can see can come off right now. Get this a little bit more moist. But that's pretty good. So that should glue that bridge back on there. And hopefully while I hold it flat, it'll glue it flat and the bridge will help, well, hold it flat. That anyways was the ideal here. We're gonna let this sit up for a couple of hours. Hopefully it'll be good. We'll see then. Alright, so I went ahead and unclamped this yesterday. It has been a little while since I've actually shown this to you, a couple days. I wanted to make sure this was totally dry before I started pulling stuff off of here. And it is. And the good news is, it is better. Like, I clear the bridge for most of it. I do run into it down here, but there on that treble side, I clear the bridge. So the neck angle is better, but it's still not great. So I think I'm going to end up actually pulling the neck on this still. I am going to go ahead and put my fret dots back in. My bridge dots that cover up the screws. I'm going to leave that all the way it is. I'm not crazy about it, but in the realm of where this thing is, it will be okay. The biggest thing was getting that bridge to be well attached. Okay, I gotta do some little, maybe tapping with something to get that totally flat, but I want to hold it from both sides when I do it. Anyways, yeah. So our neck angle has improved by trying to flatten out that top. But I suspect it's still not good enough. So I think I'm going to end up pulling the neck on this. I kind of suspected that initially anyway. I don't think it's a bad idea. So, let me think. I need to get some tools out. We got to pull a fret. We got to loosen this up. I'll pull the fret first. I prefer to do it in the order of pull the fret, drill 2 little holes to get steam access, and then loosen the tongue. I think generally that works out better. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. So I'm just gonna moisten the wood around the fret so that hopefully it softens it so we can pull that out a little bit easier. I'm also gonna take the scalpel blade and just kind of score right there as well, so that if it does tear out, it should stop right where I score it. And then we will attempt to pull that fret out. It don't want to come out of there. There we go. Flawless. Okay, well that was kind of a pain, but it came out. Just making sure we're okay here. Yep. Actually, tear out wise, that was phenomenal. We didn't get any real big chips. It looks really clean. That was great. It was just really hard to get out of there. Now, I just did a neck reset not 2 weeks ago. So I've got this drill bit still sitting here. The exact size for my steamer. So we just gotta line it up with our where we're assuming the dovetail is gonna be. That's a good sign. So it just hit a void. So it just started to drop really fast as soon as I got through the board. That's a good sign. That's what we're aiming for. But I am still blindly drilling these pretty much. I think we did it again. So it just gets really easy and just starts to drop, and that's a good sign that you are where you want to be. And so we do those right in those holes, so when we put that fret back in, it covers it right back up. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So I believe our next step is I need to loosen the fretboard extension here so that we can start pulling the neck. So I need to go get my heating tool wherever I left it. And we'll start heating up this so I can slide my tool under there and get it unstuck. Alright, so we're heating up this fretboard extension. Still got a ways to go, I think. It's getting there though. But we're using this tool that I made, just a basically aluminum block that gets real hot. I got the little controller sitting over here. You can see it says it's 430 degrees. I buy that it's pretty close to that. I need to figure out a good way to clean this thing off. But this might take a minute, and I don't really need to record me sitting here doing this. So I've started. Well, I think it's looking pretty good. Seems to be pretty much unstuck. So I think we're going to move on to steaming this out, which means I got to get the neck removal jig out, get it on here, and get steam built up. And I haven't done any of that yet, so it's going to be a little bit of a pause here. This was not the easiest to unstick here, but it came eventually. Oh. So I think I'm actually going to take a little break while I get some steam built up, and then we'll come back and try to get this neck off of here. Alright, so we got this thing hooked up. I've started building steam up, and I've actually started letting it go too. So we are trying to steam this neck out. Well, I can't get this stubborn thing off of here. I've been trying and trying and trying, so I'm going to have to go nuclear with my options here. And I'm going to cut the fretboard extension off so I can see what's going on. This is going to end up being in my way. So I'm just going to take my thinnest saw and cut down this fret line. I just pulled this fret out. This is a reasonable choice for a guitar that I'm going to cut this off, especially because it's painted black on both sides. We can put this back on and you will never know it was off. I'm not crazy about having to cut these things off, but I don't really seem to have a choice here. I can't get this off any other way. It's just really not coming. Okay, well, that explains a little bit.